one does not simply just walk into Mordor. Its black gates are guarded by more than just orcs. There's evil there that does not sleep. I love Boromir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm excited for this one. Welcome back to another epic. Just get it out of the way as soon as possible. We have Big Willie with us.
You're getting me for nothing,
and yes, well,
I think you should be down on your knees.
Yes. We're going to be having a special guest appear on this episode. He might appear anytime.
It's
so
either me or
just,
them.
Have that in mind. That he might appear. But not that it's any threat to Big Willie's job, but just as a fun thing. But other than that, today we're going to be watching one of my favorite films. I have watched this before, so it's not a first time. This will mainly just be a watch with you guys and just a commentary. But it will be Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings. It is one of my favorite films. I just hold this franchise, well, not the franchise, but these three films in it's very close to me. I played the games when I was young. I grew up watching it and rewatching it, and it's sentimental to me. I watch this film just about once every year, just like Back to the Future is as nostalgic to me. So I'm very, very glad, very excited to get to this one with you guys, and just to see if there's anything that comes to me out of nowhere that suddenly I might see something that I'd never picked up on before. So other than that, if I do impersonate Samwise Gamgee, do forgive me, but yeah, it's just out of adoration for this beautiful picture, especially the first one. So without any further delay, into your beautiful festive day and lead up to the week, I hope that you guys have a blessed time this holiday season, and that you guys will be able to bless one another and enjoy some films during the festivities. So without any further delay, into your beautiful day, we're gonna get right into it, because Captain, we are a go.
9 rings were gifted to the race of men who above all else desire power.
That could not be ironic. Like, the men desire power.
The Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring to control all others.
How could he have made it in secret to dominate everybody else? Again, just at the beginning, we're getting one of a great fight sequence on the slopes of Mount Doom. Like, Peter Jackson knew, the pacing. What amazing power this guy has, this Sauron. Well, all hail Isildur, but at the same time, he is a man, so the desire for power.
But the hearts of men are easily corrupted, and the Ring of Power has a will of its own.
I always thought that was interesting, that the ring itself has a will of its own, besides who might be wearing it. So if it's corrupt people, the will of the ring might even just make them even more corrupt.
When chance came, it ensnared a new bearer.
My precious! Smeagol Gollum. Oh, he's such a great character.
It abandoned Gollum. But something happened then the ring did not intend.
Wait, the ring abandoned Gollum? That's interesting.
For the time will soon come when hobbits will shape the fortunes of all.
Hobbits of all people. And then you get to the backstory of how, Bilbo Baggins met Gollum, and the whole story going back to the Hobbit. But what a great start to, where it is like the beginning of the story, Act 1.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Precisely when he means to, so yeah. There's something so good about seeing Gandalf the Grey.
I don't think I miss your Uncle Bilbo's birth.
It's honestly like meeting old friends.
You know Bilbo. He's got the whole place in an uproar.
Ah, well, that should please him.
Half the Shire's been invited.
Good gracious.
Half the Shire. What's the entire population if half the Shire was the party?
Whatever you did, you've been officially labeled a disturber of the peace.
Well, he does come at the most opportune time. I just can't help. I can't help laugh. Feel like a kid.
We don't want any more visitors, well-wishers, or distant relations.
And what about very old friends?
Very, very hospitable of Bilbo.
111 years old. Who would believe it? You haven't aged.
Well, The Ring.
1296. Very good year. Almost as old as I am.
I quite like it that everybody's speech, there's such a, especially the hobbits, the elves, there's such a different cadence to how they speak.
I can make you some eggs if you like.
I'm assuming that was Bilbo's illustrations that he did, obviously chronicling back to the Hobbit.
You will tell him, won't you?
Yes.
He's very fond of you.
He too longs to cherish the mountains and the unexpected adventures, because he's a Baggins.
I need a holiday. A very long holiday. And I don't expect I shall return. In fact, I mean not to.
Right, over time, I'm assuming it's just the will of the ring just becomes too much of a burden.
Go on, Sam. Ask Rosie for a dance. I think I'll just have another ale.
Good old Sam, always needing encouragement.
And turn them all to stone.
Ironically, that's not it's a true story. Merry and Pippin, the casting was so perfect. They just looked so mischievous together.
Bilbo! Watch out for the dragon!
Dragon? Nonsense. There's been a dragon in these parts for 1,000 years.
It just so happened to be the dragon, just not Smog.
I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
That's a riddle.
I bid you all a very fond farewell.
He just had to do that in front of everyone.
There are many magic rings in this world, Bilbo Baggins, and none of them should be used lightly.
If it's just a bit of fun.
I did not read into that. There were many magic rings, so I guess, I don't know. I guess that's something to also explore.
It's in an envelope over there on the mantelpiece. No. Wait, it's here in my pocket.
How could he have said it so? It's in the mantelpiece in an envelope when he just used it.
I am not trying to rob you. I'm trying to help you.
Again, there's that pattern you can see between Gollum, Bilbo, and later with Frodo, where it almost brings out a dual personality.
Bilbo, the ring is still in your pocket.
So lackadaisically just forgetting about giving it to him. I always remember this scene being very impressionable to me. The whole hand tilt until it's almost parallel, like it's almost like a vertical hand, and it dropping and making that huge thud. the sound that was going on. It was a huge decision for Bilbo.
He's gone, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's suddenly an urgency that, Gandalf came for the birthday, but then there's that weight. This ring has to be destroyed.
Keep it secret.
There is just so much from like the dark side that's, again, as Gandalf said, he goes into the whole research of it, and it just comes down to one simple thing: destroy it. I'm not entirely sure where he is actually doing all this research. Like, where did they keep all these records?
All those who follow in my bloodline shall be bound to its fate, for I will risk no hurt to the ring.
I didn't know. So the ring was supposed to stay in Gondor.
Baggins is around here. They're all up in Hobbit.
I love the ring rats. I think that's what they're called. Like the blue tint to everything. I remember like my friends having action figures, and I was so jealous of them.
What are you doing?
Well, again, there is that, there is high praise to be given to Isildur, because if not, like, everything would be in the dark. Like, Isildur was good enough to keep, like, documentation about what he went through.
Nothing. There's nothing. Wait.
Gandalf was hoping just for it to be a magic ring.
One ring to bring them all, and in the darkness, fight them.
If that's what it says in the common tongue, what does it say in the Mordor language? I'm assuming it's that much more darker.
Sauron needs only this ring to cover all the lands of a second darkness. He is seeking it. Seeking it all. His thought is bent on it.
And the irony is that they have to go to Mordor only to destroy it, right where Sauron is.
Amidst the endless screams and the name babble, they discerned two words.
Shire.
Well, how did they begin to know that like Gollum had it?
But it cannot stay in the Shire.
No! No, it can't.
Well, Gandalf with the ring would probably just be Saruman.
I must see the head of my order. He is both wise and powerful. Trust me, Frodo. You'll know what to do.
The head of my order. I never picked up on that line, but that's interesting. Like, Saruman is actually over him.
You can learn all that there is to know about their ways in a month, and yet after 100 years, they can still surprise you.
What an amazing bond. But I'm glad just as much that's Frodo is an unknown to this. Gandalf is as well. He does not have all the answers, which makes the journey that much more authentic.
Be careful, both of you. The enemy has many spies in his service. Birds, beasts.
Birds?
Always remember, Frodo. The ring is trying to get back to its master. It wants to be found.
It wants to be found. So by all means, don't put it on. Otherwise, like you said, the agents will know where he is. But I love the organic, creation of this team, the Fellowship.
If I take one more step, it'll be the farthest away from home I've ever been.
How ironic that he knew it to the last step. Like, one more step from here, and this is the farthest I've been. Sam is, as much as he is, gullible, he is super charming. And for me, he is the heart of this entire Lord of the Rings franchise.
Concealed within his fortress, the Lord of Mordor sees all. His gaze pierces cloud, shadow, earth, and flesh.
Isn't that a quite disturbing, description?
They've reached the Shire.
They will find the ring and kill the one who carries it.
It's almost like he's an anti-hero at this point, because he looked into the Palantir and he already knows what's gonna happen.
We must join with him, Gandalf. We must join with Sauron.
Okay, not an anti-hero, but more of now a villainous role.
When did Saruman the Wise abandon reason for madness?
Well, there's that, but then there's also Saruman understanding the power, the army he's building for the assault on Middle-earth. So, like, what it's better to not have known that and to have reason to believe that they can do this, which is what a hobbit is. Like, hobbits, they just go for it. I'm just seeing the arc Gandalf has had. He goes through a major arc, like...
Only a couple of carrots and some cabbages.
Only a couple of carrots, like, it was only a firework, like, the irony of them meeting each other. I so enjoy how they turn the tone of this innocence of these hobbits, you know, just going after food, and then suddenly it becomes a dangerous situation. Oh, I remember being creeped out by those insects. Oh, this is such an effective scene. If Sam did not do that, they would have been found 100%, and that's why Sam is so important. I like how Merry and Pippin are not even questioning, like, okay, we have already joined them. Like, Gandalf did not have to tell them anything, but they're just joining the journey. What an encounter in the dark. My gosh. Just gets back in line with the others. The 9. The 9 Black Riders, Night Riders. Boy, are they something else. Hey, Peter Jackson with the carrot. I mean, Frodo, I mean, that line, our business is our own. He could have very well just, I don't know, not like that answer and not let them in and to breathe and to the prancing pony.
Big grey beard, pointy hat. Not seen him for 6 months.
All joy, all sense of safety is just sapped.
That fellow's done nothing but stare at you since we arrived.
There, and question is, how did Strider find them? It's the will, it's the temptation. It's the temptation of put on the ring and let me know where you are. Just quit blowing my cover.
I see.
The dialogue is so simple, but it's so effective. I see you, like, the lidless eye.
I know what hunts you. Let it go! I'll have you, Lord Shanks!
Here we go again, Sam. That was the first, like, after the whole thing about Middle-earth at the very beginning. That's the first death we see. That's pretty gruesome. It was extremely effective, very effective, but great diversion. But then again, the question is, like, do they get the scent of the ring for that, like, a few seconds? And another question is, did Bilbo not know that, like, putting on the ring would have led to, like, his placement and his location being found, he probably would not have known. I don't think so.
To Rivendell, Master Gamgee, the House of Elrond.
Did you hear that? Rivendell.
It's so interesting that, you know, the Nazgul, the ring wraiths, they were the people we saw at the very beginning, the 9 men that were given the rings, and they just could not resist it. There's your second breakfast. Well, they eat a lot, but they're fairly in shape. And I like that this tower in Isengard is, you know, in the shape of Saruman's staff.
Stay here.
I'm assuming, you know, the Strider, Aragorn, he did not he didn't just have 4 swords. How did he know? Like, these menacing, tall, towering figures with no face, just approaching them, ready to kill them, and then suddenly Aragorn. You know, I wonder why Frodo just dropped his sword. Again, the Strider fighting, you know, these many Nazguls all by themselves is something else. So super gangster, just chucking it straight to his face. I don't know if it's just me, but every time, like, I play a board game or whatever, I always think of the elves as the healers for some apparent reason. Oh, he was stabbed with a Morgul blade. You know what? The elves have the most, you know, sophisticated version of medicine, and they will help. The labor is intensive, but again, Sauron's, you know, orders make an army worthy of Mordor. Probably one of the most effective uses of prosthetics, the most realistic versions of, like, any monstrous, like, creature design. The fact that this film came out in 2001, it's mind-blowing. Interesting what he said about that. He was, you know, stabbed with a Morgul blade. He's passing on to the Shadow Realm, and he might become a wraith himself. Like, how does that work? So much light and purity from an elf.
He's not going to last. We must get him to my father.
Detour.
I do not fear them.
Again, great that they have a backstory. You know, the Strider speaking in Elvish.
What are you doing? Those wraiths are still out there!
He just turned a deaf ear to Sam. Like, he trusts her. Ride hard, don't look back. I like that she even whispered to the animals. Like, it's this whole thing where, you know, Gandalf was even speaking to, like, the little insect that could fly. You know, it gives a whole, like, imagination to, like, nature and stuff. Well, she wondered where the other 4 are. Well, it looks more than 5, so they've all congregated. I always thought this was such a beautiful shot. Like, it's a painting in itself. Just a sea of horses just coming as a tsunami. Well, he did make it. He did make it, and who knows of this grace given, pass on to him, whether that, meant anything like, or whether it's just like expositional, well, not exposition, but just dialogue, like, that sounds good. Did it actually happen?
And he does not share power.
There you go, Sauron. Saruman. He does not share power. Like, there's no power exchange. You're only, like, Gandalf knows it. Like,
welcome to Rivendell, Frodo Baggins.
a picturesque Rivendell, and yeah, it's there's something about Rivendell that's so different. Like every location has such a different atmosphere, and it's a pleasure to like even just see it through the Hobbit's eyes.
You cannot hide. I see you. There is no life in the void. Only death.
Bilbo!
Hello, Frodo, my lad.
Bilbo!
Talk about the aging process, catching up to him.
I'm not like you, Bilbo.
My dear boy.
I don't know. It would be easy to well up at that. Like the performances are so well, done. But he's a Baggins, so he is somewhat like Bilbo.
The ring will be safe in Rivendell. I am ready to go home.
Will it now? Will it not corrupt? No.
An army that can move in sunlight and cover great distance at speed. Saruman is coming for the ring.
Yeah, so if anything, it cannot stay in Rivendell because they just don't want... it'll be a bloodbath.
It is in men that we must place our hope.
Men, the one who are so easily corruptible, really.
I was there 3,000 years ago.
Boy, the elves age gracefully.
Destroy it!
The one opportunity, but no. Men.
Could reclaim the throne of Gondor.
He turned from that path a long time ago. He has chosen exile.
Strider? Wait, Strider. I'd never understood that, and obviously the cut means something.
Blade to cut the ring. Sauron's hand.
Sharp as it ever was before.
No more than a broken arrow.
A broken heirloom to the next king, the next rightful king of Gondor.
You will face the same evil, and you will defeat it.
Interesting thing is, in this specific instance, he has the acknowledgement, the self, he's conscious of his weakness, of his ancestors' weakness, that they fell, and this is why we're in this mess.
It is mine to give to whom I will. Like my heart.
Wait, does that necklace grant immortality? I don't know that much, so do let me know.
This is no mere ranger. He is Aragorn, son of Arathorn. You owe him your allegiance.
I love the fact that they always say, "Oh, this is this, son of this."
Aragorn is right. We cannot use it.
You have only
Just within
one
that
choice.
slight interaction between Legolas and the other two, we have a character dynamic. We know their relationship. It's so fast but so palpable.
One of you must do this.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
That meme, the meme.
What happens when Sauron takes back what is his? I will be dead before I see the ring in the hands of an elf.
Hey, there's just a risk they have to take. Together, they can do it. And there we go. From the greatest you had, you know, the striders that, you know, demand allegiance to the least of the persons that will be able to do it.
You have my sword.
See now who's giving allegiance to who? The true fellowship.
Mr. Frodo's not going anywhere without me.
No, indeed, it is hardly possible to separate you, even when he is summoned to a secret council, and you are not.
The hobbits unite.
You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
Right. Where are we going?
Ironic that there's 9. I don't know if 9 had to do with like the whole the ring wraiths, the Nazguls. There were 9. Now there's 9 fellowship.
Very much like to hold it again one last time.
No, it's the temptation. It's the temptation. It completely just transformed him to the yesteryears of, you know, holding it for so long. Just the look of it.
Move your feet.
Thanks.
Faster.
See, everybody likes Gandalf. Everybody likes the crowd favorites. Legolas, Aragorn, Gimli. And for some odd reason, I enjoy Boromir. I guess this is what Gandalf meant by spies earlier, like birds being the spies. Isn't that crazy? Like, the hobbits are still walking on like, they're walking with their bare feet. Boromir's holding it. Just the perfect dynamic.
Boromir! Give the ring to Frodo.
He was even surprised over such a little thing. Oh, he was about to touch it.
I cannot.
I care not. Yeah, right.
He's trying to bring down the mountain! Gandalf! We must turn back! No!
He's trying to bring down the mountain with his voice. That's pretty interesting, and Legolas was like the first one to notice it. Well, after all, they both are wizards anyhow.
We cannot pass over the mountain! Let us go under it! Let us go through the mines of Moria.
Moria, even the sound just...
Let the ringbearer decide.
It's either face the flames in the darkness in Moria, or go to the Gap of Rohan where, like Aragorn said, you're too close to Isengard. Well, at least in this instance, I kind of wondered, hey, why doesn't Gimli know anything? But again, it's sort of, the whole meeting, like, everybody had dispersed at this point. So, it kind of makes sense. And then eventually when they do get the doors open, his immediate reaction is, despair.
Roaring fires, malt beer, red meat off the bone.
It's such a masculine, like, celebration. Well, now the Mines of Moria. The great line delivery by Sean Bean. It's a tomb, and now it's invaded by goblins and the fiery flame that is Balrog.
Into the mines! My God! Into the cave!
You know, I like, again, it's the one foe, like, sort of forces them to work with each other. They're calling on each other. Kind of find it funny that hobbits still call him Strider, like Aragorn. Just call him Aragorn. But, you know, again, Boromir catches Frodo.
We now have but one choice. We must face the long dark of Moria.
Forget the gap in Rohan.
Quietly now. It's a 4-day journey to the other side. Let us hope that our presence may go unnoticed.
A 4-day journey? How big is the Mines of Moria?
He's been following us for 3 days.
He escaped the dungeons of Barad-dûr.
Escaped. Or was set loose.
Nah. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows whose side he's working on?
My heart tells me that Gollum has some part to play yet, for good or ill, before this is over.
Well, he is quite instrumental into the whole journey to, you know, Mordor for both for Frodo and the Ring.
He's remembered.
No, but the air doesn't smell so foul down here.
He doesn't remember, but it's the smell of the air. Oh, the great hall. It kind of makes sense with the whole 4-day thing.
We have barred the gates, but cannot hold them for long.
Okay, so it looks like they were actually documenting when they were being, you know, ambushed or what have you, attacked.
They are coming.
Yeah, fool. Don't disturb the water and don't disturb the mines. Like, if anything, sound is just gonna trigger everything.
Throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity.
Looks like a little boy has been disciplined. Oh, it's blue. Oh, goblins, orcs.
Let them come.
Gimli's fired up. Great beheading. Like Aragorn goes with a sword. Like that, he's a swordsman. Oh, Legolas is the smart one. Super maneuverable, like very elf-like and like super gracious with his movements. Well, that was a hard hit for a human, right? So it kind of makes sense that he's out. Well, this is his second fatality, so the burden is heavy. The final blow.
I think there's more to this hobbit than meets the eye.
Yes, and thanks a lot to Bilbo. And they're just crawling out like ants, and who knows if the 9 can even take this many. Probably not. And you know, the Mines of Moria are probably, you know, obviously more than a goblin. Obviously there was the shadow, but you know, it's quite an army for them to handle.
What is this new devilry?
He always has the best lines.
This foe is beyond any.
Notice he said it's beyond any of you, but he very well can take Balrog on.
Do as I say! Swords are no more use here.
Then you need a wizard. A wizard. pinpoint accuracy. Not only did they have to worry about a Balrog, but now they have to move very quickly. The pride. This is quite jarring. Like, they don't even know where it's even tilting towards. So for 2001, this is amazing. I'm a servant of the secret fire. What does that mean? Wait, did it intend to hit Gandalf and then it accidentally made itself fall down?
Fly, you fools!
Fly! And he just falls down. I remember the first time I saw this, it was painful. I mean, it's a huge moment for Aragorn, like even him just being the last one along the line, like in terms of leadership, leading these now 8 people, like it's the mantle is given to him as opposed to Gandalf. Like Gandalf he knew the way and so on and so forth. Now it's all his responsibility.
Give them a moment, for pity's sake!
By nightfall, these hills will be swarming with orcs. We must reach the woods of Lothlorien.
See, that's why Boromir, he's the people's champion. I remember this look, and that tear, it just goes back to when he first saw Gandalf in the Shire, how happy he was.
Your coming to us is as the footsteps of doom. You bring great evil here, ringbearer.
Mr. Frodo?
This telepathy and being able to talk over the airs. Again, Galadriel is, she was one of them that was even given a ring. Of course, Legolas had his bow up. Wait, so which elfin community is older? This one or Rivendell?
Tell me, where is Gandalf? For I much desire to speak with him.
He has fallen into shadow.
I guess she is an elf witch. She knows everything. So pure and so elegant of the light that you can't even bear to watch her.
I heard her voice inside my head. She spoke of my father and the fall of Gondor. She said to me, even now there is hope left.
That hope is Aragorn.
Have you ever been called home by the clear ringing of silver trumpets?
I don't know what it is, but every word just spoken through this guy's mouth is so magical. Like, I can even see the flags. Yeah, I guess she already knew Frodo would come.
And some things that have not yet come to pass.
Well, it sounds like their version of the Perail. I think that was the pronunciation, like what Saruman uses. Well, I'm assuming this is the possible future if they fail.
One by one, it will destroy them all.
Wait, you know who I'm talking about. It could either be Boromir, it could be Sam, it could be any of the 8, but those are my 2 top.
All shall love me and despair!
I remember when I was young, always being afraid of this moment.
And if you do not find a way, no one will.
What a fate that is.
Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
Hey, the greatest is the least of them all. Again, but up to this point, and you know, obviously coming from the writer of this amazing literature, it's very biblical.
Whom do you serve? Saruman.
Oh, I remember the action figure. They were so cool, and I so wanted one. Oh boy, I hope. Well, there still are some of them, but I just remember liking them so much. Urukai.
One of the halflings carries something of great value. Bring them to me alive and unspoiled.
Technically, they're under the army of Sauron, and they are the enemy, like the army of Mordor. But I would guess they're now under the category of Isengard.
May it be a light for you in dark places when all other lights go out.
Fantastic. So she gave him a working flashlight. Or, obviously, hopefully, I don't even remember it, but I know it probably has more of a function than just that. I love just the fact that when we cut to the army, music score started, and literally the camera just started flowing past.
Long have I desired to look upon the kings of old. My king.
The statues are beautiful. Part of me always wanted just to be like canoeing and seeing these big statues. Like it just brings you back to a time of just great discovery.
Festering, stinking marshland as far as the eye can see.
That is our road.
The fellowship is breaking.
Where's Frodo?
Where did the lonely hobbit go? Did he really take her word for it that he would just go out alone?
None of us should wander alone. You least of all. So much depends on you.
Yes. Confirmed. This is who she was talking about.
There is no other way.
I ask only for the strength to defend my people. If you would but lend me the ring.
No.
When he said, "I care not for it."
It is not yours, save by unhappy chance. It could have been mine. It should be mine. Give it to me.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Oh!
That was a mistake. Now Sauron knows it. Knows his location.
Frodo. Frodo.
It just seems like he was under a spell. The dual personality. The lidless eye knows where you are. And, you know, the one thing I like is that Boromir at the end can sort of redeem himself by the ultimate sacrifice.
It has taken Boromir.
Where is the ring?
Stay away!
Frodo!
Yeah, I mean, it was her prophecy that it would get to them one by one.
Would you destroy it?
Again, he's only man, he's a Gondorian. But that was a great line. You know, protect me from yourself. Orcs! Oh, just looking at that framing, it looks like this man is ready to fight. Again, the trio, you know, between Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn, they're such a hard-working, like, well put together team that, you know, this is the discovery into the subsequent films.
He's leaving. No!
Pippin is so hard-headed, but you know, he makes a sacrifice of his own.
It's working! We know he's working, right?
Pippin had to acknowledge it. It's working. There we go. Here we go. Boromir. Yeah.
The Horn of Gondor. Boromir.
The Horn of Gondor. Wasn't that cool? I was wondering whether the horn was going to be used or not. And again, it makes sense that the horn is blown and all the orcs are going towards him is because that's where they see the halfling. This scene, I just know what's coming, and it breaks me to see my hero Boromir shot. No matter how many times you shot, this guy still fights, still protects. You know, he pledged allegiance. You know, to the. I mean, all he wanted to do was like fulfill his duty to the from his father's side, from the Gondor, and he truly had good intentions. He wanted to see Gondor get back on its feet. And then seeing them just go for it and just be carried, it was funny. It's funny, but it's sad at the same time. Hey, just in time, you fellow Gondorian. You could have been decapitated twice. That's pretty gangster. And then another head decapitation. Rock on.
Forgive me. I did not see. I have failed you all. No, Boromir.
This is why he's even confessing that he's so honest. I mean, it's great to they have this kingship and they can actually work together towards one, and at the final, the White City and all. But it's just cool to see these two brothers that were at opposing ends at first.
My king.
He said the most important words, "My captain, my king." And that's the first solemn swearing of him as a king. And then there were 7. The change seems to come on and off, on and off very specifically. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. I mean, the young hobbit does it. He's full of surprises.
I'm going to Mordor alone. Of course you are. And I'm coming with you.
Hey, here comes the heart of the film. Please, Mr. Frodo! Mr. Frodo!
Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. And I don't mean to.
Everybody needs a Samwise Gamgee in their life. That's one way to send him off, but now everybody's in their separate ways.
You will not abandon Merry and Pippin to torment and death. Not while we have strength left.
There we go. The Fellowship is just... they're going in a strategic way.
Let us hunt some orc.
Yeah.
I don't suppose we'll ever see them again. We may yet, Mr. Frodo. We may.
See? There you go. There you go. Sam keeping the hope alive. What a perfect, pretty much a perfect ending. Whew. Yeah. Doesn't matter how long this film is, it has always been so effortless, so perfectly paced, so everything. I mean, so appropriate for any time you watch it. It's really ageless, completely ageless. One of the greatest motion pictures to ever be put on film. I don't know who I like better, Sam or Boromir. The fact that Boromir is only in the first film, it's like Sean Bean does magic in like the first. If you want your film or your TV series to be good, just add Sean Bean at the very start of it. Like that's it. That's all you have to do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this film as much as I did. It's truly something else. I hope you got something out of this commentary, whether it was just a laugh or hopefully I shared something that you either might not have seen before or looked at, or maybe you guys can give me something and add to the film. Although it's extremely rich, why not just get it, have it become richer in experience the next time around. But until then, we'll get to the second one. On behalf of myself and Sir Big Willie, we'd like to, leave you with a happy Christmas Eve and a Merry Christmas. May you be blessed at this time of celebration with family and friends. And until next time, stay safe and enjoy the films and cinema. What's up, you cinephiles? Thank you very much for making it to the very end. Me and Big Willie don't take that for granted. We really appreciate you. Now, if you would like to show your support to us, you know what you can do up here. You can smash that button, really just smash it. And if you would like to check out some more content, they're all curated by days up over here and playlists. So, you know what? We hope you're having a great day. Don't crumble and just continue to smile and be a good bastion of cinema.